Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video we are going to talk about another Leetcode problem. So this is going to be the problem number 14, longest common prefix. So before we are going to start with this problem, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, then please go ahead and subscribe. So with that reminder, let's get started. So we are given with the description. So it says write a function to find the longest common prefix string amongst an array of strings. So if there is no common prefix, then simply what we have to do is to return an empty string. So the question is very straightforward. So they have given some examples as well. So if we look into them, so in the example 1, the strs represent strings. So it contains an array of several strings. So from these strings we have to identify the most longest common prefix. So prefix starts is prefix is considered from the beginning of the string. So here if we look into these three words, f is common, then again l is common. So if we look into the next character, in the first one it is O, in the second one it is O, but in the third one it is I. So FLO is not a prefix. So the longest common prefix from these strings is FL. So in the second example we don't have a common prefix. So you can see, if we consider just the first characters, in the first string it is D, second one it is R, in the third one it is C. So even the first character is not common, so that means we don't have a common prefix. So we just have to return an empty string. So I think now you have a very good idea about the problem, and let's try to solve this. So in this video I'm going to do the coding in Java. So as for the starting template, we are given with a class name solution, and there's an empty method where we have to implement our logic. So the input for this method is strings. So it is an array of string. So that is the input, and now let's do our coding. So first I'm going to check whether this array is empty or null. If so, we just have to return an empty string. So first we check whether it is null, then we check whether this is an empty array, because in both cases we don't have to think twice, we can just return an empty string. Then how I'm going to solve this problem is, first I'll take the first string of this array as the prefix. Okay, so at the beginning I consider the first whole string as the prefix. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to check whether this whole string is the prefix. Otherwise, I'm going to find the prefix by reducing reducing characters one by one from the end. So that is the approach I'm going to take. So I think you understand how this solves our problem, because if we take a word, the here we are taking the first string and the longest common prefix, considering all the strings in this string array, can't exceed this uh, can't exceed the first string, because I think that's very straightforward. Because first, if we take the first example, the longest common string from these three words, uh, so I take first flower as the longest common prefix, and next I'm going to check whether it is correct. So when I see the next string, I can see that it is not correct, and the flower is not the common prefix. The common prefix after considering the string flow is flow, the first four characters. And after considering the third string, I can see that only FL is common. So likewise, always when we consider the first string as the prefix, when we consider it with the next strings, we have to uh, either keep that string as the prefix or lower the characters. So I think you understand the approach we are going to solve this problem. So if you don't understand, or if you have any confusions, then please let us know in the comment sections, so we can improve and do some extra work to make this understandable to you guys in a later video. So with that said, next I'm going to write a for loop. Here I'm going to run this from 1 to the end, because first string is already considered and it is the current prefix. So we will run this loop till the end. So next we check whether the string we are consider is starts with our current prefix. So if that is the case, then we can keep this prefix as it is, but otherwise that means the string we are considering from the array, it doesn't start with the current prefix. So if it is not starting with the current prefix, then we need to update our prefix by one character and see whether this matches. So from the substring I'm going to take a from the prefix I'm going to take a substring, so it will contain characters from the very first character to the current length minus 1. So that means one character is now omitted and prefix is now one character less. So since this is while loop, again we will check, and somehow if we couldn't identify a prefix, we will hit a scenario where this prefix is empty. In such a scenario, we don't have to do more computations. We can just return an empty string. And if once we consider all these strings from the strs array, we will end up with the prefix to return. So now here we will return the prefix. So this is the solution we discussed, and let's run and see what will happen. So these two cases are getting passed, and now I'm going to submit this solution and we'll see whether it get accepted. Yes, it get accepted. So I think you understood the problem and the solution we followed. So if you enjoyed this video, then please consider to like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have anything to say or any comments on where we can improve these videos, then please put a comment in the comment sections. And that's it for this video, guys. I will see you guys with a new problem. So till then, take care.